So when we create a certificate, we're actually making a private and a public key. So these keys are generated at the same time. So whenever you create a private key, you also generate a public key that matches with a private key. So one is the sort of opposite of each other, okay? They're actually a very complex math that goes around on how to encrypt and decrypt and transform the data between the private and a public key to match each other. And I'm going to put a link on the article below from Aniket Pingley, which he goes into a bit more detail on how this math is working behind the scenes. There's different purposes. So a private key will be used for decrypt the information. The public key will be used to encrypt it. And as you can see here, the private key is also used for digitally sign and authenticate, while the public key is used for verify the signature and verify the authentication. So over here on the receiver, as you can see, the private and the public key were generated, and the public key was then sent to the sender when it tries to communicate. So this also happens on a process of a three-way handshake, which we're not going to be covering on this course. But if you imagine like the receiver here is a web server, and here's the client. So he tries to reach, the server sends the public key so he can encrypt the data. The sender tries to send a hello. He uses the public key, he encrypts it, and then this data is traveled across the network. And on the other side, the server with the private key decrypts it, and he gets the equivalent message that the sender sent it over.